Actor Ben Affleck in the news for attempting to suppress news that his ancestors owned slaves. So here's the situation. PBS did a story on race, ancestry, and America, and Ben Affleck was a part of the story. Revelations came out that he, in fact, has ancestors who owned slaves. Nothing particularly surprising about that, folks, but what did happen next is a surprise. He apparently used his pressure, used his influence to have the producers whitewash that, to keep that out of the story. Now it was leaked, and everyone is having a field day with it, especially his detractors, because it's a fun story to say, here's this Hollywood liberal who is trying to suppress information, hide it from the masses about his slave-owning past. Again, it's not his past, it's his ancestors' past. Now, here's the PR problem for Ben Affleck and why I think he should have known better. Because he is a savvy guy. He clearly knows publicity and has turned himself into a huge star. And also, frankly, does a lot of good for a lot of issues he cares about by using the power of the media. But by trying to suppress this, he made it a much bigger story. If he had simply let the information come out with the idea that, hey, it's going to come out anyway, it's very hard to suppress negative information. If he had let it come out, it wouldn't have been particularly newsworthy. I mean, there's not that many white people in America who, if you trace their family tree back in every direction for 200 years, you couldn't find someone who owned a slave. I mean, that is just the history of this country. And in fact, some historians would argue that if you traced any human being of any race back far enough generations, someone in their family tree would own slaves. That is in part the story of humanity. So he could have just let it come out, not made a big deal out of it, focused on what he's trying to do to make the world a better place, and the issue would have blown over. But now, by trying to hide it, it's the old saw of the cover-up is worse than the crime. He didn't really commit a crime, but by trying to cover it up, he's made a context for a much bigger story, and that is the PR blunder of the day.